Okay, I've just finished watching Jesse Mitchell's excellent documentary about Townsend Brown, the man who may have invented some UFO technology, or at least UFO adjacent technology in the form of anti-gravity technology. So let's talk about him and the implications of all of this. So get in here, this is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, I'm not going to give a breakdown of Townsend Brown's life in research. I'll let you watch Jesse Mitchell's amazing documentary about that. A lot of that was built around this book by Paul Shatskin. That is a wonderful biography of Townsend Brown, delving into a lot of things that you won't find on Wikipedia. Why is Townsend Brown important? Well, for one thing, we know that David Grush talked about him as maybe the originator of the program, or at least one of the programs. And you can see that clip in Jesse Mitchell's documentary of David saying that. Also, Tim Taylor, the dragon himself, also said that Townsend Brown was the originator of the program, or at least one of the programs. I suspect there's many, and we're going to talk about why in a minute. Townsend Brown worked on anti-gravity technology and had a range of ideas and theories about how, time and space worked and how this technology could be gotten to work. Now, did they ever get it to work? We don't have any solid information on that or any confirmation that they ever got this technology to work, but they were actively pursuing it and working on it. Now, it appears from stories like Michael Herrera's story that they did eventually get stuff to work, and we've got our own UFOs now. We seem to have had them for a long time. Some of them, like the Cash Landrum incident, seems to have been technology that we tried to put to our own use. That, it was a recovered UFO. They put a nuclear reactor in it to try to get it to work because we couldn't master the power source. At least that's how it appears. Accounts differ on that. I would love more solid information about the Cash Landrum, but that seems to be the case in that particular case. But there's also plenty of other cases. I've talked about Eddie Laxon before, this very credible guy who saw a UFO and saw U.S. service people, coming and going from this UFO. More likely going. They saw him coming and they left. But yeah, they were U.S. service people. So, is this something that we built ourselves? Is this something we recovered and then put to our own use? We know from Bob Lazar and various other accounts that indeed they were actively doing that they had been working on recovered UFOs and were actually getting them to work in some fashion. The ones Bob Lazar saw couldn't do very amazing things, but the ones that Michael Herrera has talked about could do amazing things, and he was given information about technology that we have, UFOs or RAVs, ARVs that we have that actually go into space on missions. Ben Rich, a former director of Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, said we had the technology to take ET home, but it was all buried very tightly under national security, and it would never see the light of day. He was against UFO disclosure until the very end, according to John Andrews from the Testers Motor Corporation. And this is a quote from the documentary with Jesse Mitchell's. Only in the last month of his decline did he begin to feel that the International Corporate Board of Directors dealing with the subject, UFOs, could represent a bigger problem to citizens' personal freedom under the United States Constitution than the presence of off-world visitors themselves. This seems to echo President Eisenhower's warning about the defense industrial complex in his farewell speech. And Eisenhower was the one that threatened to storm Area 51 with the military unless he got some answers. And apparently he got some answers. I don't know exactly what they were. Now, Ryan Bledsoe let some really juicy information slip. He says that Tim Taylor personally told my father he was in an elite group called the Nassau Group headed up by Townsend Brown. He also insinuated that they had time travel technology. Now, we don't have any idea if they were able to get this time travel technology to work or what exactly he meant by this. But if this was something that Townsend Brown was working on, or if this was developed later, then everything that we know is thrown into question. If they were able to get this time travel technology to work, then any timeline we develop can be thrown out the window. It's so frustrating. For example, in the Terry Loveless case, he was taken aboard a giant UFO with his buddy that was bigger on the inside than it was on the outside, and he saw U.S. service people serving aboard that UFO assisting in the abduction. So we know that at that time, we were working with the beings, and we seem to have been working with the beings since at least then, if not far before then. But again, anything having to do with a timeline and understanding a sequence of events could potentially be thrown out the window if we have time travel technology. The humans that Terry Loveless saw could be humans from the future. Now, Tim Galet says that we are actively in contact with alien civilizations, or at least the beings. So I don't think we're working with aliens or beings in the future. I think we're working with them now. But if time travel is a thing, and if that is a factor in all of this, then we do need to at least consider it. So was Townsend Brown ever able to get any of this anti-grav technology to work, or were any people following him in that same program able to get it to work? Well, I don't know, guys. I don't know, because Tim Taylor, the Dragon, devoted much of his life to NASA, overseeing particularly rocket launches. Yeah, think about that. So a guy that was in the program, potentially started by Townsend Brown, with anti-grav technology, devoted his life to rocket science. Now, again, that may simply be because of what Ben Rich was saying about how this stuff is so secretly buried that it would never see the light of day. Maybe Tim felt this was his only, way to push things forward was by using existing technology. But we know the control group is using this technology. Did they develop this on their own in an adjacent program completely separate from Townsend Brown? That's where my mind goes. That's what I think is going on. I think there are multiple programs doing multiple things at multiple levels. And some of them have no knowledge about the other programs, or if they do have any knowledge, it's not direct knowledge. They'll hear rumors. They may know somebody that knows somebody, but they're not part of those programs. They don't know what the other programs are doing. It's all very compartmentalized. However, did we develop that technology on our own, as per Townsend Brown, or through some other vehicle? Or did we reverse engineer it from UFOs, as Bob Lazar and others were trying to do? Or was this gifted technology from beings that we were working with? Or maybe a combination of all of the above? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, please consider grabbing a Cosmic Road t-shirt or coffee mug in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.